All women are, the only difference from woman to woman is the types of payment that they will accept, how ambiguous they are about what they are selling, and how honest they are with themselves about the nature of what they're doing. An out and out, or a hooker, is selling sex for cash. The rest of all women are selling sex, love, allegedly exclusivity, the potential for having children with them, favors, maybe compassion, maybe affection, maybe a clean house, maybe cooking. What they expect in payment is cash, favors, attention, love, companionship, basically everything. The list goes on and on. They want to consume your soul. They will take as much as they can get, and the terms of this payment and what you receive are never written in stone. It's not really known. It's very ambiguous and ethereal, nebulous. Key concept that we need to apply to reconcile this weird transaction in our minds as men is this: the more valuable you are as a man, the more attractive you are as a man, the better the deal will become. We'll get a much better deal if you are valuable and attractive. But attractive doesn't just mean looks. Attractive is just something that exists in this woman's mind. This can be manipulated.
King Solomon says, stay clear of these types of women. 1, the quarrelsome woman. Is better to live on a rooftop or in the desert than with a woman always nitpicking and fighting because you can't manifest or stay in your creative energy. 2, the strange woman. When you should be working, she asks you to watch a movie knowing you have important things to do. 3, the flattering woman. She makes you feel like you're the one, but her goal is to use you and discard you. 4, the foolish woman. She might sabotage what you're building out of fear that if you get greater, you'll leave her behind. 5, the indiscreet woman. She's beautiful on the outside but can't help you build or elevate, just like a car with no engine. 6, the seductive woman. She has a Jezebel spirit. Her path is a trap that leads you astray. Send this to somebody who needs to hear this. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever dated any of these types? And make sure you follow me for more ruthless wisdom.
Don't ask me the color of anything. Don't do it. This is exactly why dudes be having side chicks, because your girl won't do stuff like how she was doing it, and then your side chick just whip whatever. And I just gotta say, her skin is skinning. I ain't gonna front. The main part that had me in a chokehold, I'm gonna show you again in slow-mo. Bruh, I know she's soul snatching. I know that.
As a single man who doesn't have any kids, why do we catch criticism for not wanting to commit to a woman who has kids?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not that y'all catch criticism from not wanting to date a woman who has kids. It's that because when you don't want to date this woman who has kids, you interfere with other people wanting to date her and try to push the narrative that if she's not your type, she shouldn't be anybody else's type too. We never get mad when anybody talks about the things that they like. It's when the conversation becomes that nobody should want to be with y'all single mothers do we start getting the backlash, right? Because if you don't want to date women with kids, guess what? Don't date women with kids.
This ain't me saying you ain't a real man if and a real man would. This is me saying shout out to the men that step up where other men stepped out.
I'm with you.
Shout out to the men that see the value in you as well as that life. Shout out to the men, because without those men, where would I be? There are so many boys that needed that guidance and that direction. And there's a man that loved their mama so much, they loved them too. They showed up for them. Let me tell you this. I'm glad you disqualified yourself, because single moms ain't for every man. You got to have a certain level of responsibility, character, and intention. Let me tell you something. Single moms scare off men without motherfucking intention.
Mike, don't do that, Mike.
Let me say this, because I've been a single mother. We don't be worried about y'all. let me say that first. Let me preface by saying that first. Y'all be summoning us, because y'all be getting up in them comment sections and talking about us. When we be posting our kids and stuff, or when we post a man who actually wants us, y'all jump in the comment sections and call this man a simp and start antagonizing him. So then we don't have no choice but to start talking about it. Your preference is your preference. We don't care. Quite frankly, you probably shouldn't be a stepdad. You may not qualify for that.
Matey, I just be saying they not my preference. That's all I say.
Hold on, are you?
Date your
And
type.
guess what? That's all I say.
Date your
And I
type.
guarantee you though, I don't be all over line. Shout out to my husband, but even before my husband, you didn't catch me online talking about what my preference was. It's my preference. Why I gotta explain it to the world? Why I gotta explain it to anybody else?
Well, because his
That can be
preference
solid.
don't want him. Because if your preference wanted you, you wouldn't even care about what your non-preference wanted.
But nobody stepped down, though. A man just stepped aside. Some people in the comments, a woman said, well, yeah, this was a woman. She says that man asked one question, and that whole panel of people on the stage talked a bunch of BS. He even proved what he said was right. Another woman says, y'all ain't answer ish. Another woman says, as a woman with no kids, the first lady did not answer his question. She made a complete left. Yeah, obviously you have men in the comments saying things, but it's good to see women. It's good to see women holding other women accountable. Another woman says, well, dang, y'all didn't even answer his question, because if a woman said this, there would be nothing wrong. Thank you.
Fellas, just know before you about to protect and provide for her, this is what her sexual past looks like. She done been with mad dudes. How come she don't ask them to help her out? You gonna be the token guy that's about to help her out, that's been out and ran through by a bunch of scumbags. And she's gonna expect you to be the good guy. She's gonna expect you to be her Prince Charming. Fellas, don't be stupid. You go tell that to go back to one of the other dudes and tell him to go help her out and take care of her. Don't be the one, you stupid. Never settle.
I'm speaking to men in this. Have a little fucking backbone and get rejected once or twice and then keep it moving. But like risk the rejection.
I would say risk the rejection once you have her in a familiar environment where you guys are like have a similar social circle.
Fair.
I wouldn't risk the rejection on someone you just met. Of the two genders, more men find more women attractive than more women find most men attractive.
For
The
sure.
average woman, when I say average, I mean if we were stratified 10 million IG profiles or 10 million dating profiles, the woman who's at the mean, if she looks across at the man who's at the mean, she is not interested in him at all. The guy who's a 5, he looks across at the girl who's at the median. He's very interested in her, but she's not very interested in him. You guys want to look up the 2015 Lucy Hunt experiment where she looked at couples, how long they'd known each other before they got together. Once there was 9 months that had passed, there was no correlation in attractiveness, meaning that's where the 5 guy dated the girl who was a 10 because he friend zoned her and put her in his social circle. And I still have to debate this 18 years later. This is the best way to meet attractive women. This is the best way to date. It's the worst thing you can do is get friend zoned, because not only does she friend zone you, she tells her friends what a great guy he is. They tell her friends, is like, oh, okay, he's micro. Got it. Okay, I'm not going to date him. That's what the girls hear, because like he showed you intent and you rejected him. Well, I better reject him too, or it's going to be embarrassing. But guys, guess what happens whenever I have a girlfriend? Guess what happens in my DMs? All my exes are like,
women.
how you been? What's going on? Do you guys see? Women choose who other women choose. If you guys want to watch the show White Lotus, watch the Sydney Sweeney character who just cannot stand the fact that her friend is getting with some other dude. That's what I'm talking about here. So understand that concept and understand that you not getting friend zoned and you friend zoning girls is the ultimate cheat code. But in order for you to do that, you got to have female friends. That's the antithetical to what you guys believe.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me read it. Really.
Don't mind me, I'm just here for the outrage. Few discretions advised.
Do we have a connection now?
Oh my God!
You thought he was gonna say no to me?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
He loved it. Don't let him lie to you. Do you feel the spark now? Take it in. You want another one? Hold my hand now. Why is your hand so sweaty? You nervous? It's okay.
I'm just here for the outrage, that's it. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this, because like, is that not abuse? Is this not predatory behavior? Is this not SA? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, if you reverse this, let's say he was her and she was him, and that was her stream, and he did that, he would be under the jail by now. But I don't hear shit about her. Mind you, he kissed every nigga in the party, unintentionally. Because if you don't know who Selena Powell is, do your research. And not only does she force a kiss on him, she taunts him after it. She tells the camera, he liked it, don't let him lie to you. You thought you were going to say no to me? Her words, not mine. I really want to know, where the fuck is the outrage? Of course there is none, because it's a man, and his behavior is only damaging when it happens to women. Because in some of y'all minds, men don't suffer from abuse. Men don't suffer from women that are predatory. You know, men don't get essayed. You know how y'all do. This video is strictly for educational purposes, just to show how hypocritical a lot of y'all be when it comes down to this very topic. I cherry pick on when y'all decide if this type of behavior needs to be addressed or if it doesn't. Y'all will scream from a mountaintop when it's a woman, but then turn a blind eye when it's a man, and expect the behavior to somehow, some way be eradicated. How? You really think it's going to ever go away if you don't hold those women to the same standards y'all hold men? I really don't know when some of y'all going to realize it takes a collective effort to hold every single individual accountable for this kind of behavior. And they all deserve the worst, because there is never a space where that is okay. But even with all that I just said, I know y'all ain't going to listen to shit I'm saying, because y'all just be fake mad. Y'all keep the change.
What percent of men do you think are over 6 feet tall?
35%.
What percent of men make at least $1 million a year? Okay.
4%.
My guess is 5%.
Anyone here ever had a threesome? Show of hands.
Yep.
More than a threesome? How big was it?
10.
4. Was it a guy, girl?
All girls.
All girls, okay. Show of hands. Anyone ever had a fizz?
Yeah, of course.
Nope. Really? Has anyone here ever hooked up with 2 guys in a 24-hour period?
Yeah.
Oh.
More than 2?
Yeah.
Like 3 guys?
Yeah.
4 guys?
Probably.
So 4 guys in a 24-hour
That's
period.
work. Yeah.
How much in a 7-day period?
In a 7-day period?
Yeah.
I'd say 10.
What's your body count again?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
I stopped counting. I don't really count, but
Is it over 100?
no, it's not over 100.
It happens to the best of us. How many in a 1 month period? You said you were doing sporting?
Okay. So probably like in a month, maybe like max 20.
You know, you just listen to them. You just listen to them talk about this stuff, man, and they're so nonchalant. Just, this is what drives men crazy. Or I should say drives men away from the dating scene altogether. Just talking about this type of stuff. I don't think women understand that it makes men feel uncomfortable. They're not turned on by this. This is disgusting to a lot of men. And modern women continue to, well, yeah, I mean, how many do you want? I can keep on adding to it. How many do you want in a day? I can keep on adding to it. I know we like to hold up Bonnie Blue for the stuff that she does, but you know, she's only doing what they do, but on a larger scale. I don't even think it makes her any worse than them, to be honest with you. Y'all just haven't done as many in one night as she has, but your mindset is essentially the same. Y'all are all pretty much disgusted.
It's hard to even find a single 37-year-old woman, and then when you do, they have a tendency to fall into 3 categories. They're either A, super career-oriented, successful chick, so I'm out, right? Those girls are looking for a guy that owns a suit. I have a pair of slacks. I don't know where they are. The second category, women single at my age, are divorcees, and those women are like Chernobyl. They're beautiful, but something bad happened, and now we all need to leave it alone for a few years. And the last category of women single at my age are women that have been single the entire time because their therapist hasn't quite got their pill combo locked down, and they still have episodes where they'll break into your apartment and set fire to kittens. I don't even have kittens, man. She brought them.
You know, one thing that bitches won't admit, that it's niggas too. But as a woman, if we like you enough, all of them boundaries, all of them rules, all of that shit that we put niggas through, all that time waiting, all that shit goes out the window for the right nigga. Every single time. This is something that a lot of women won't admit.
So am I the asshole for breaking off my engagement because my boyfriend would not get a vasectomy? My boyfriend, who is now my ex-fiance of less than a year, and I have 8 kids between us. He has more than I do. So these are from previous relationships. There is also a significant age gap. as he is in his mid 50s.
Damn. Okay.
Okay. We're very intimately active. When I'm ovulating, we use protection, but he hates using protection and always complains about it. But I'm still very fertile and I don't want to risk it. I don't like birth control because it makes me crazy. I've tried other things like IUDs before and I wasn't able to tolerate it. And that's why I'm not on birth control. Sometimes we try to use other forms, but I don't really trust those things either. We had a very long conversation about it last weekend, and I told him that I want him to get a vasectomy because I don't want any accidents happening. He said he didn't want to do that and that I should just go on birth control. I explained to him for the 100th time why I can't go on birth control, and he told me that I should have a hysterectomy or get my tubes tied if I don't want any more kids. I think that's way worse than a vasectomy. I showed him the fact sheet of why a vasectomy is very safe, but he said he feels that it would prevent him from having more children if he wanted to in the future.
Okay.
He's in his mid 50s. Okay. Let's see. I told him that if he was willing to put my hormones and my body through hell, that he really didn't care about me and that he was being selfish. Besides that, he still owes back child support in addition to his current child support, and his wages are garnished every month. So because of that, I'm bringing in more than he does. But on our combined salaries, after his child support is deducted, we could not afford any accident babies until his youngest turned 21, which is a few years away. I was so mad that I took the ring off and gave it back to him. That was a week ago. He hasn't tried to contact me at all for a whole week already. And we usually talk every single day. So my question to you all is, am I being an asshole for asking him to get a vasectomy because I don't want to go on birth control or get a hysterectomy?
No, you're not being an asshole. But the flip side of this is that he don't have to get the vasectomy. So you're not an asshole for asking him, but now that you know where your stance at, you have to make your decisions accordingly. That's all. I mean, it seems like he's used to slanging it.
He lives by whatever happens.
It happens.
It happens.
And look here, and the whole not wanting to use rubbers, I get that. Woo.
Okay.
Every married man I know understands that, because once you take it off, you ain't trying to put it back on.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you in your mid 50s, I don't know if children would be my top priority at that point. If you still super active, go ahead and get that snip and go crazy, man. Honestly.
Oh, excuse me, miss. You are so beautiful. Can I get to know you?
Yes, she is. I'm okay, though. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry for being black.
No.
Like I said, confidence doesn't matter if you ugly. In my head, I thought I was NBA YoungBoy, but she thought I was Beverly. But we live in Miami getting rejected, man. Pull up, link in the bio. Let's get rejected.
This is what it takes to get your ideal girl. Now, he says confidence doesn't matter if you're ugly. That is true. Now, if you're extremely ugly, you need to be extremely confident or extremely rich. But you guys cannot be low-tier men, not having looks, not having style, not having money, and expecting to pull a woman. Now, nonetheless, even if you do lack in a lot of areas, confidence can go a very long way. The way confidence works, if you're not attractive, you have to dress really well and carry yourself well. If this young man had on a different outfit, he took off the mask, he likely would have got the number. But simply because she's probably looking at him, I'm not sure that's a shopping bag in her hand or she just came back from an expensive restaurant. But this type of girl is already assessing him based off of his aesthetics. If you don't have the right aesthetics, a lot of these women you guys want to bag, you're not going to be able to do it. It's more than just confidence, guys. That's why when you see my platform, I don't just speak on confidence. Every client I work with, first thing I do, I audit their closet. Once I fix their clothing, I'm looking at what's your hairstyle. Once we fix the hairstyle, then we go into what are you doing on dating apps? How are your pictures? Presentation matters. You cannot avoid looks maxing in this era of dating. Women are judging you as much on your appearance the same way we judge them. And until you as men realize that you actually have to curate your style, your aesthetic, you actually have to craft yourself into the man that you know is capable of having all these type of women. You have to have that James Bond effect. But if you're not carrying yourself in terms of you're well-dressed, you're doing well for yourself in your life, you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, all these things matter to get women. And if you're doing all these things, you don't have to be the most attractive. You don't have to be the most rich. You don't have to be the most athletic. But I can assure you, if you stay consistent, you will secure a trust fund back.
And honestly, I think that you're going to enjoy it. Once you find your style, you're going to, and like I said, I'm not really, a lot of times, I'm not really like a suit type of guy. But if you are, that's what you are. I'm not, and you know, it's been an insecurity of mine, just because most women like you to wear a suit. Most women like that. So, oh yeah, I would love it if you wear a suit. And I'll put one on every now and then, but for the most part, it's not really my style. Like I said, the most I'll get dressed up, depending on the event, is t-shirt and jeans. And it's really nice shirt, and jeans. And if it's super nice, then, or if it's something you kind of gotta put a suit on. You gotta put a suit on, right? So, it's not that bad, but yeah, man, I would start, you know, kind of taking pride in yourself and what you look like. You know, going and getting something. It's like, oh man, I think this looks really good on me. Some of your guys that, you know, you're friends with, hey man, what do you think about this? Or, you know, and you really don't need friends. It would be nice if you did have them, but you don't really need friends to curate your own style. You could go out there and do it yourself, and then you come back and say, yeah, okay, over time, this is what I look like. I like this color, you know, I like, you know, these types of clothing, and you mix it up. You don't have to do anime characters, gaming stuff all the time. And even if you do go that direction, there's stuff that you can do that's, you know, it's nice to look at. It's kind of curated. It's a little bit more cleaner in terms of a look. But yeah, you know, you'll have fun doing it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Val. Happy birthday to you.
Not because nobody leaving there alive. On my day, you wanna play all that? No. I'll be attending everyone's funeral tomorrow.
Joy Taylor telling the truth about how thotting works, and we love it.
Can we just keep it a buck?
Please.
If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries,
Out the window.
standards,
Out the window.
all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
Yo, Joy is completely right here, and we be telling y'all this. Women have rules for men that don't meet their standards. But to the men that they want, yo, preferences, rules all go out the window. Oh, I'm waiting till marriage. Yeah, all right. Right dude come along, getting her shit clapped. Oh, well, I don't do this on a first date. Yeah, to certain men, the right man comes along that she wants after that first date, back to my apartment. She's telling you, financial situation. Oh, he got money I have to put out because I want to be part of that financial situation he got going. I want to be, you know, one of the bills that he looks at every month and he hits me off. Yo, she knows. She knows. She's been around powerful dudes. She has fucked powerful dudes to get ahead. She's done all of that, and now she got her podcast giving out the Thotapus secrets. But it's not really a secret because we knew this. You got bread, you getting ass. You funny. She said she mentioned funny dudes. Yo, if he's funny enough, he's gonna laugh my clothes off. Yo, I'm glad she put it out there because this is a bunch of women. That's why I tell you, work on your confidence, work on your character, be funny. Even if you don't look the greatest, be funny. Yo, make money. Money will handle all these problems for you. But in case your money is just decent, work on being funny, work on your character, and you will have your pick of the litter as well. Women like this, look at her. She a baddie, she a thottie, but she a baddie. She could get it. And you meet some chick like this, you be funny, you got it, you got money, you got it. And she's telling you all them rules are for dudes that don't make the cut. But you you're gonna make the cut.
Red flag number 3 is she posts promiscuous content on social media. Anytime I see a girl, even if she's got John 3:16 or I'm a Christian, I love Jesus, God is my daddy in her Instagram bio, if I see butt crack, boobs, cleavage, bikini pictures, anything revolving remotely around that, it's an automatic DQ. Because what that tells me is that this girl has a father wound where most likely when she was younger, she did not receive the attention and the validation that she needed from her dad growing up. That was never there. Dad wasn't around. Dad didn't care. Dad didn't love her properly. And she never properly healed from that. And so going into adulthood, because she never had the love and the validation she needed from her father, she tries to find it in random men.
Who just begged me to have their
everybody
baby?
listening
Bitch,
to
you! Watch.
Everybody listening to you.
Bitch, you know you're fucked up.
Everybody listening.
Bitch, you just begged me to have your baby. Begged. Begged. Sorry ass nigger you are. Just give me a Kendall in this bitch. Sorry ass nigger. Yeah, and I fucked him before I came here.
I know.
Hey, Asia! He said you're a sorry ass bum. He don't love you, bitch.
The cops coming.
Call him. Call him.
Oh, they coming.
You have my phone.
Oh, don't worry, they coming.
You see how much
They
I
coming.
turn you up? You see how much I turn you
Yeah,
up?
they coming.
Over lies,
They
though.
coming. If you in a situation like that, time for you to pack it up. That's it. If she already doing that, time for you to pack it up. Don't play around with it. Don't mess around with it. Get on up out of there. You've already stayed. You've already overstayed. You're welcome, if I can put it like that. She's a psychopath. You need to get the heck up out of there.
Absolutely.
So you find out your woman did it.
Yeah, that's financially cheating.
Right.
I think that women like to highlight when men cheat physically because they less likely to cheat physically, not because they're more monogamous or more disciplined than us, but because they just don't have that desire. But their desire for stability and security makes them cheat financially all the time. Whether it's leaning on friends and family for financial assistance, tucking money away so you don't know about it, just doing things that's not conducive to the relationship, taking higher positions, taking certain shifts to financially stabilize themselves, even though it's cheating their man out of the opportunity to do it for him, have access to him, or even be a provider. They don't give a fuck about that because to them, they value their security more than they value anything in the world. So they don't look at it like they cheating somebody else. And they don't understand that sometimes men value lust, not saying that that's okay, or their sexual desires more than their discipline.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want us to measure a man cheating on you sexually because you're not going to cheat him sexually, but you're not going to measure the fact that a man ain't going to hide his money from you the way you're going to hide your money from him. And the reason why you hiding it is even more cheating because in the event that he need help with it, you're not going to give it to him because you're just making sure you and yours is okay. So you got a life jacket in case the ship sink, and the whole time you could have been using that same material to patch the holes up, but you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that the life jacket is fine and ready in case this ship sink, you and your offspring could jump off and leave him to figure it out. And you don't look at that as cheating, but that's cheating as well. All of that shit, financial cheating in just as many marriages as physical cheating. And we only focus on physical cheating because it tends to highlight the inabilities that men tend to face when it comes to being able to control themselves. But what about the fact that women have that inability to be upfront and honest about the amount of money that they have, and they just feel like, well, that's my money, you don't need to know what I got going on. But it's like, no, if you want to have full transparency, you need to bring to the surface the things that you keep in the shadows, which is the secret savings that you got, and then he could bring to the surface what he keep in the shadows, which is him not really being monogamous. Because I think men don't keep it a being when they're not monogamous. It's like you might just have to say that, like, yo, in this phase of my life, I'm not ready to I want to commit to just you, but I can't say that I'm sexually there. I think that the honesty should be respected. And in the reverse, if a woman say, look, I got a savings account, and like, you know, I trust you, even though I think that you can't say you fully trust a man and be all in if you gotta have something on the side. No different than I can't say you truly committed to a woman if you gotta have something on the side. Y'all both got side pieces. You got a side account, he got a side chick. Y'all keeping shit on the side, it's all cheating. If you want to have a fully transparent relationship, then establish that shit up front. And if it's going to be separate accounts where y'all don't know, then that should be established too. It shouldn't be a secret. Same way it shouldn't be a secret if he got 2 wives, 3 wives. They got actual terms for shit like that. Everybody could be happy. Nobody could feel played.
Facts.
When it comes to black women, they don't like to take instructions. They don't like to follow the lead of nobody. The only lead they want to follow is themselves. And that's why a lot of them walk around lost, running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They don't like to be told what to do. It's in their genes. It's in their DNA. That's why it's always that combative type of relationship between a black man and a black woman. The man wants control. The woman don't want to be controlled because she's been oppressed all her life. It's passed down to their generation and their bloodline. We don't want to feel oppressed in our relationship. Asian women, white women are very subtle, very submissive, very easy to deal with. They haven't came up the way black women have came up. So that's why a lot of black men date outside of their race. When you're dealing with black women, you're going to deal with some kickback. They not just going to do whatever the fuck you say just because you making the bread and butter. White women follow the lead of their men. They would follow with no problem. It's a part of their genes. They always been following their man for centuries, man. They'll stay at home, take care of the kids, do whatever the white man asks them to do. So we don't want a woman that's always going to be fighting with us over simple-minded shit. Black women, they've been dealing with our bullshit for years. So when we get some money and we start to act a certain type of way and be demanding, they not going to put up with that bullshit. The white woman might deal with that type of shit because she just happy to have a black man. So she's going to follow his lead and do whatever he says. Instead of him trying to figure out and deal with the black woman and communicate with her on a certain level, he say forget that and get him a white woman and keep it moving.
What you're doing is you're dating younger women and you're kind of like ruining, damaging them at a young age. So now when we get to our 30s, we're completely damaged by older men. And now we don't want y'all and y'all don't want us. The man is 40, 45, let's say.
Yeah, I get it.
Now he has money, his house. Now he got time, right? He has time to go live his best life. Now he wants to date younger women, right? Let's say a 21-year-old. Now he dates her for 4 years. While he's dating her, he's cheating with other 19, 20, 25-year-olds. You're damaging this young girl, right? You're causing trauma and damage that's going to cost her pretty much years to heal. Right? Now we get, fast forward years later, she's 30, right? She's damaged. All because a 40-year-old wants to be living his best life after he built himself. Now you damaged the girl at 21. She's 26. You left her for the younger woman now, right? Now we trying to date people our age. Now we looking at y'all like, y'all ain't got your damn shit together. And we don't want y'all. But now this is where it gets hard. Now we older and now we are, let's say 30 now. We no longer attract the same type of man. We no longer attract the same amount of men. So now we end up alone or with trash or with whatever's available. And honestly, what's really available out there, it's burnt out.
The effect is her, later on down the line. But the cause is her wanting to experience this so much that she thinks that she's different. When right now, I say maybe back in the day, it might be different. Right now, you have 100 podcasters, and I see them all the time, telling you don't date older men. This is their intentions, and they still go out and do it. I know women tell other women, "Hey, listen, he's not good for you. He's 20 years older than you. Yeah, you're living this life. It's not going to last." So now, when you are ignoring everybody outside of you because you want to go ahead and experience this lifestyle, it is partly your fault. And here's my thing: if no younger woman. If all the younger women in the world or America or whatever decide to say, hey, listen, we're not dating a man over 8 years older than us, guess what? All them 40-year-old people will be asked out. And all those 40-year-old men will have no choice but to date people in their age bracket. And there'll be a less trauma for women. There'll be a less of that cycle going on and on and on. So I'm like, who really has the real just to get care of this?
Listen,
it's about sales?
About sales, okay? Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
I mean, they see, you honestly step back and you say, what do you want him to do? And we already know the answer. But if a man is offering, he's saying, hey, no strings attached. Not really. No strings attached. I mean, you might work into doing a little something that you normally wouldn't do, but for a nice dinner over here, for a nice bag, for a nice apartment, you paying my rent, have to do something that I normally wouldn't do every now and then. I'm gonna do it and I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna tell my friends, my close friends, but I'm not gonna let the world know, right? That's why a lot of them be trying to, go to Dubai and they get this stuff done to them because why? For the money, girl, I can wash my face off. I can do. They don't really understand. It's more than that. Like you're being humiliated, And then you're going to be hollering and screaming how you want a man to respect you, but you don't even respect yourself.
Forget girl dinner. Men are now eating like dogs, literally. The viral boy kibble trend is taking over social media, and it's really simple. Ground beef and rice bowls. No frills, no fancy plating, just pure protein-packed fuel. Fitness fans say that they chow down up to 7 times a week to save money and pack on gains. Plus, it's cheap and easy. Some call it efficient, others call it sad, but nutritionists are saying it's probably a good idea to add some veggies to your boy kibble. So does it sound like a good meal to you?
You just described bodybuilding. How much convincing has it taken the world for us to believe that it is weird to eat protein and rice a few times a day and be cool with that? How much convincing? Think about that.
But I'm not gonna lie, the sweetest guys I've ever met I didn't like.
Damn. Tookie just told me, my sister just told me, she was like, it's because you don't like a good guy. I don't think it's that. I just think the good guy isn't my type. What? I like a good guy, though. I like a good guy. She said she thinks it's because we don't like a good guy. I do like a good guy.
Yeah, I love a good
But I feel like the good guys don't look and act the way I want them to. Like, they be kind of corny sometimes. Their look isn't the look I like. Yeah. It just, that's what I'm saying. There's no in between with these guys nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe they're corny because you're out there in the streets. Have you ever thought of that? They continue to go round and round in circles with bad behavior. So a lot of people, oh man, I can't do it. You ask them to lose weight or get on a different diet plan. Oh, I can't do it because of that. I can't do it because of that. It's excuses, 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 excuses. If you want to do something, find a way to do it. Period.
Guys, let me remind you of something really quickly. If the woman you're currently talking to or the woman that you are with does not bring any peace into your life, if she's not loyal, if she's not respectful, if she's not kind, if she doesn't have any empathy, if she does not know how to empower you with her words, presence, and energy alone, but is really good at tearing you down with her words, presence, and energy, let me tell you, that is not the woman for you. You want to put your blood, sweat, and tears, time, and energy into this woman for what? You want to spend money on her. Why? Money is not going to change a woman's attitude. It might change the way she's tolerating you for that moment because you spend some money on her, but at the end of the day, her character is not going to change by you spending money on her. I'm sorry that I'm saying this, but I'm seeing way more disrespectful women compared to disrespectful men. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say it here and I'm going to say it with my chest out. There's a lot more women who do not know how to be women compared to men who do not know how to be men. That's everything that I wanted to remind you of.
After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best damn dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection, and that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting.
I don't even know. This is just stupid. At the end of the day, dude, I don't think there should be dating apps. I think the only dating app there should be is to where I can see you, I can hear you. So let me see a little video of you talking, and then I will hit a button and say, I'm interested. Now, if you're interested, you got the message, hit me back. If you're not interested, keep going. Forget about money, forget about freaking any of that, right? Vet the people, do a background check, make sure it's a safe environment, and then just let people decide who they want to date based on a quick, simple video. Does that exist? There you go. Then there's enough dating apps out there, folks. How about the dating app called Real Life? I want to start a dating app called Real Life. Okay, here's how it works. You take your phone, you turn it off, you go into a place, you walk up to somebody, and you just ask them out like the old days. Works. You can see if they have nice teeth. You can see if they're polite. You can talk to them. It's wonderful. You don't always have to look at something digital just to see.
I mean, modern women's minds are continually stupid, man. They just continue to come up with dumb stuff. What? It's just foolishness, man. Every single time you turn around.
Look, what?
There's no way you got water in my controller. You washed my controller.
That's what you're supposed to do.
No, you're not.
I washed this one already.
You washed the other one too? There's water pouring out of it. It's electronic.
No, they said it's waterproof though.
Oh my god. Give me my controller. Give me my controller.
Look, I put water in there and it's all clean now. There was like stuff in there, like skunk.
That was such a sweet thing for her to do for you. I think you should return the favor. You should do this with her eyeshadow palettes and all of her makeup. Just give it a good washing with some soap. Make sure you really get in there and wash inside the makeup palettes as well. And wash, the brushes for her mascara. Make sure to open them really good. Put some water in there and wash it real good. And don't forget the inside of her skincare bottles. Like, you can just dump it out. It'll refill itself. Like, just scrub really good in there. And she will be super excited that you did something for her in return for what she did for you.
11 brutal truths about bitches, cheating edition. Number 1. The affair began the moment she felt there was nothing left to learn about you. Number 2. She doesn't cheat for convenience. She likes that it requires effort. Number 3. Women cheat up or down, never sideways. Number 4. Her loyalty is not to you, but to the hierarchy of her own needs. Number 5. She wants you to get as close to discovering it as possible. The more obvious it is, the hotter it is to her that you don't know. Number 6. The friend zone is a male concept. Women have waiting rooms. Number 7. Her infidelity is actually one of the first honest things that she's done in a while. Number 8. She wanted to feel mysterious to someone again. Number 9. He didn't take your girl from you. He got someone else entirely. Number 10. She cheats because she doesn't have to perform for you anymore. And number 11. She'll never tell you the real reason why, because she doesn't actually know. Bonus truth. After it's all said and done, you'll remember several instances where she literally snitched on herself.
A lot of girls say, oh, I wouldn't go with the short guy because it's how people look at me. Like, they'll look at me weird if I'm someone shorter than me. You get me? I want a man that's taller than me and all them stuff. You get me?
I mean, I think it's a biological thing. I don't know how to describe it. Like, just as women, we naturally want our leader, like, taller than us. Yeah?
Oh, hey. I might get cancelled, so I can't. But it's like, if you want to talk about biological stuff and that, it's a hill. It's a hill, innit? And I hear him as well. I said this last episode, I said, women date for aesthetic. A lot of girls date for aesthetic, innit? So if you're going to stand 10 toes and talk about the biological aspect and the desire in that way, if a guy starts doing it in the reverse, they're going to try cancel him. But anyway,
I get it.
Thank you.
He's being nice.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, nobody's ever finna make me feel bad for wanting a nigga that spend that shit, okay? It's a difference between having a nigga that got money and having a nigga that spend that shit. I need a shark, okay? Somebody that overly spends that shit. Never tells me no. I don't even tell myself no. So you think you finna come over here and tell me no? It's not happening. The fuck? I need an overly loaded spender. Send me your biggest spender. Need that. And y'all are never going to make me feel bad for wanting a nigga that spends that shit. I feel like I'm very deserving. I work very hard. I take care of all my own shit already. So if you're going to come around, you for sure going to be spending something. You got to make my life easier, okay? And if I'm not struggling by myself, I'm for damn sure not going to be struggling with your ass. I can't do shit with a little nigga. I can't do shit with a broke nigga. I need a spender. A shark, preferably, okay? I'm tired of fucking around with Nemo in them. I can't, I literally... I cannot. I have no more tolerance in me for anybody. All that, oh, you gotta wait till Friday. I don't even make myself wait till Friday. What the fuck are we even talking about? I need it now. Thank ya. And come fucked already too, because we ain't doing that.
Chat. Women don't care what men think at all. Women do not care what men think, but also want to get married. They don't take our advice to get married, but want to get married. Baby girl, you do know at one point, if you really do want to get married, you're going to have to sit back and listen and just be submissive and shut the fuck up. Or you're just simply not going to get married ever. Or you're going to marry a sucker. Do y'all forget a nigga is the one that has to propose? Do you realize, y'all do realize that men are the gatekeepers of relationships in marriage? I know y'all give birth and all, but men have all the power. It is what it is. And if you don't put in the work, you're simply not going to get promoted. It's really simple. It's actually really simple. And the crazy thing is, men are so fucking easy to satisfy. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna have to start listening at one point. Because y'all way ain't working. It's not.
So wait a sec. How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure, right? Like, none of this stuff in the studio is built or maintained by women. Do you know that like 90% of infrastructure jobs are still held by men? And that if you look at the top 20 jobs held by women now in 2024 versus 1924 are almost the exact same. So women have had 100 years to do whatever they want, and they still do the same 20 jobs they did 100 years ago, other than we switched out farm labor for HR work. But other than that, we're secretaries, nurses, daycare ladies, early childhood education, administrative assistants, retail workers, all the same shit that we were a century ago. So if the men are the ones tasked with, every time there's a natural disaster, they have to go out and rescue people from the fires and the floodwaters, and every time there's a war, the men have to go and fight it and defend the country, and anytime there's a criminal who needs to be violently arrested, it's going to be a man who goes and does that, not a woman. Where does the equality come in?
And you know they have the option. That's the biggest thing. They have the option to do it. They can sit up there and say, oh no, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. We're not going to be doing that. And they don't even sit back and they don't even argue about it. They just say, I know I'm not doing that. I know I'm not going to even know. And they just walk off. They walk off. And men, because of the way they're wired, all right, man, I guess I got to do it. And that's usually how a lot of this stuff gets done.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to think hoes was trolling when they said stupid shit. I'm like, oh, this is satire. Like, she's playing. She's trolling on purpose. No. You bitches is actually this dumb. This shit not a game to y'all? I thought that shit was a game. I thought that stupid shit hoes said on social media, they were playing. I thought when bitches said dumbass shit, they were playing. Y'all dead ass serious? I'm hanging out with hoes in real life. I'm like, damn. This isn't fake? They really believe this shit? I thought that was a joke. I thought the bitch was on there trolling. Oh, she actually thinks like this? Oh, fuck, they're dumb. I didn't know that, you know? To my acknowledgement, they weren't that dumb. Now I'm realizing, oh shit, they're slow, you know? They're on low-key medication, they're just not trying to tell you. They call it vitamins. They're not taking vitamins. They're on medication. They're slow. And I didn't know that at first. I was thinking like, girls, they're on social media trolling. They're trying to go viral. Viral clips saying stupid shit. No. She's that fucking stupid. All I'm saying is, check that prescription. I don't think it's the right medication. She needs something stronger.
Of course, men are not making angry responses to my video calling them losers, because men get called losers on this app every single day. And that's part of the reason why men are typically better at taking accountability than women. You know why? We tell men the truth. Men tell other men the truth. They will tell their friend, hey, you're fat. Hey, you're not good looking. Hey, you're not smart, and mean it. And you know what happens with those men? Oftentimes, they work on it and actually get better. However, let's take a look at us, ladies, because we do not tell each other the truth about almost anything. You will let your girlfriend go out there raggedy, and you'll be in her comments, yes, slay, boss, queen, you look like a 10 out of 10. You're lying, and you know it. And on top of that, we'll put on silly little names like, oh, she's just a girl. I'm just a girl. You ran up your credit card to $20K. That's not just a girl. You caused an accident that almost killed somebody. You're not just a girl. You're sleeping around with way too many men for you to keep track of and cheating on your spouse. You're not just a girl. You're a terrible human being. And I'm tired of women allowing other women to be terrible human beings. On my side of TikTok, I will call out the men who are terrible and the women who are terrible, because there's terrible people everywhere. And we have to get away from this idea that it's just the men. It has never been, it will never be just the men. To any of the girlies that were super triggered by my video, this is how men feel on the internet every day. Congratulations. Welcome to equality.
Cat, these bitches are literally influenced by escorts. All these bitches in the rap game, all these IG baddies, copying the same pose, no originality, none, zero. Goose egg, getting pissed on, Dubai chocolate. These bitches literally have no role models. They have this batch of bitches have no role models. They have no one to actually look up to. I genuinely believe this may be the root problem of today's bitches. They are literally starting to call themselves young hoes. That's what they're labeling themselves, a young hoe. You got 12-year-olds, growing up watching baddies, that is a recipe for disaster. Chat, they got no role models. They got no role models. I mean, for the bitches that are getting shit on in Dubai, I mean, shout out to them because they're getting money, but I would never want my daughter to look up to these bitches. Sexy Red, Cardi B's dumbass, terrible fucking role models. It's sick. Like, at least with niggas got a bunch of role models. A bunch. Niggas could just name anybody off the top of their head. Tom Brady, LeBron, Michael Phelps. Anybody, you can name somebody off the top of your head when it comes to niggas. Great role models. Bitches, they have no good role model, like genuine good role models. All of these bitches role models always have a connection to sex. Being independent, I don't need no man. How did we get this far, bro? How did we get here? How?
What's your body count?
My body count? It's for sure like the hundreds, for sure.
Damn! What's your body count? 50?
No. Fuck no. There's no way. Like lower than that? Yeah, fuck yeah. I want to say like 10, 15.
Yeah, what's 10 or 15?
Yeah.
Is it bad for someone to have 50?
No, but that's just not me though.
Then why'd you say it like, fuck no?
No, if you know me, next question. Next question.
What's too high of a body count?
Like over 1,000.
Nasty bitch.
For me, a lot is like 200, I guess.
Oh, hell no.
And once again, they just sit up here and talk about it so nonchalantly. Like, yeah, why not? Why would I not? Yeah, I'm going to continue to do that. It's just crazy. It's crazy, man. Because these women, they're out here. How much, what do you consider too high? 1,000. 1,000? What? If you had 1,000 bodies in 5 years, that's 200 bodies a year. That's 16 bodies a month. So every other day, you're sleeping with somebody. Let's say you want to say, dang, good God. That's silly. If somebody was eating candy every other day, the dentist would be like, what are you doing? You're ruining your teeth. What are you doing? If they were drinking soda, just chugging soda every other day, hey, you need to slow down. You got to take it easy. Period. End of story. Eating junk food all day, every other day, that's going to catch up with you. So why do you guys, and this isn't within a 5-year span. You guys are out here. Let's give you a little bit longer. In 10 years, 100 bodies. Even still, 8 bodies. That's 8 bodies a month, dude. 8 bodies a month. Good grief. That's 2 bodies a week. I mean, at that point in time, you're standing on the corner saying, come get me. At that point, you're marketing. So as soon as you see a man, you're already saying, oh, come on over and get some of this. Already. It's already happening. You can't do anything else.